All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mrs. Patterson and Miss Felix coming at you from Bethune Elementary School's virtual teleschool. This is week number 3, day 5. We are working on determining the theme of a story. So earlier this week, you all have had the opportunity to tackle our key academic talk words, such as theme, being the message, the moral, or the lesson of the story, as well as the word infer, meaning to make an educated guess. So we've gone through a bunch of text. We've gone through a bunch of text this week, and we've utilized our strategy of first figuring out who is our character in this story. From there, we wrap our minds around what conflict is this character going through? What is the problem that they are facing? The next step is to figure out what is their solution. How do they decide to solve this problem? Do they win in the end? Do they fail? The way that a character comes out from a conflict says a lot about a lesson that the author wants us to learn. If the main character is a good guy and they end up winning in the end, the author wants you to learn a positive life lesson. Things as slow and steady wins the race, where the good guy, the tortoise from The Tortoise and the Hare, continues to be positive all the way through and ultimately ends up winning, while the hare, who bragged the entire time and showed off, ultimately ends up losing. So because our main character was a good guy and they also won, the theme or lesson of that story is something positive, such as slow and steady wins the race. So we always want to use that strategy when we are going through figuring out what our theme is. Let's figure out who our character is. What problem do they face? How do we solve that problem? And then the final step is, what lesson did that main character learn based on how they solved their problem? If you can take that lesson and make it general by removing the characters' names, removing parts of the setting and other key details from the story, and make it a general statement about a life lesson that anyone can learn, you will have mastered the strategy of determining the theme of a story. So what we're doing today is a little bit different. You've worked with ReadWorks yesterday. You also have done your iReady packet as well. So we've really been getting a lot of work done, guys. Like really, snap for yourself, clap for yourself, be proud. You guys have achieved so much in just 3 weeks. But what we're going to do today is switch it up a little bit. So here in our Nearpod, we have an activity called the Student Theme Cartoon. So you guys are going to create your own student theme cartoon that's going to look similar to what is over here on the side. We have a few guidelines. So this is like a rubric. It's going to tell you what you have to do to be successful. The task at hand. It says students will create their own school-age appropriate cartoons that evoke specific themes such as never giving up, family first, don't judge others, etc. Cartoons may be created using either Microsoft PowerPoint, or the cool thing is you can also make it here in this Nearpod, and I'm going to show you how. And if you choose to make it on PowerPoint, then you can send it to either Miss Felix or myself via Microsoft Teams. The guidelines that we are looking for, if you look at the example over here, we are looking that for each of these to have characters, at least one. There must be some sort of dialogue, so some sort of conversation that the character is having, whether it is with another character or a thought in their head. It must be some sort of dialogue to illustrate or to show the theme that you have chosen. We want at least 3 photos or drawings, a summary, so a brief description that is explaining how all 3 of your photos connect to one another. And then somewhere along the lines, you need to clearly illustrate or write your theme. So what we mean by that, if you look at this example, the theme is clearly stated. The theme of this student theme cartoon is family first. So we have 3 different images. We have a girl, that's our main character. Below that, it looks like we have some other girls sitting around a bowl of popcorn, drinking some juice. So I'm going to assume that they're at a sleepover. And then the very last one, oh no, It looks like someone is sick. I'm going to assume from the story that we're going to shortly see that this is a sick grandmother. Excuse me. All right, so here we have the character. That's the main girl that we see illustrated at the top. We have dialogue. We have her thinking out loud. It says, the sleepover is this weekend, but I just found out Grandma is sick. Geesh, I hate to miss a sleepover, but my friends will just have to understand. My grandma needs me now. There will be other sleepovers. So the theme here, the lesson that we learned from the dialogue, is that this main character truly puts her family first. And now we see that other point getting taken care of. We now understand how all three of those images connect to one another. So already I am on track to get a good score on this activity. I've included my 3 images. I have a main character. I've given her dialogue. I clearly stated my theme. I put theme is family first. I also need to explain this theme. So it says, this cartoon illustrates the theme of family being first. The main character has to miss her friend's sleepover to visit her sick grandma. So that's a great summary as well, because it gets straight to the point of who is our main character, what is her problem, and how does she solve it. She decides to miss the sleepover, which is her problem, and her solution is to still go and take care of her grandmother, because the lesson we learned is that she put her family first. So this is what you guys are going to try to create. Remember, you do have the option of Microsoft PowerPoint, but I would very much prefer that you go ahead and make it in here on the Nearpod. So I'm going to show you how. You'll still see the activity listed above what you were trying to accomplish, and you have some tools down here that are going to help you get this done. Let me see. Boom. There you go. So now you all can clearly see the tools. All right, so if I'm going to design my activity, I have the option to draw. I don't have to, but I do have the option to draw on here. And then if I don't like that, I can go ahead and erase it. Let me make a larger eraser so we can get rid of that a little bit faster. So we have the option to actually draw. So that was one of the settings. It said that you could draw 3 images. Maybe you don't feel super confident in your drawing. So right here we have what is a picture, and you can search something. So let's say that the theme that I want to go with is never give up. So let me first type that. I'm going to put a text box here. I want my font to be pretty large because I have to clearly state my theme. And I'm going to put theme, never give up. So this is my example, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to see anyone else recreating my exact option here. Get creative, come up with your own themes. Teach us a life lesson. So I'm going to start by putting my text box, and I clearly state my theme. Now I'm not as confident with drawing on the screen, so I'm going to go look for some pictures. So let me think of something where you never give up. Ooh, okay. If I were climbing up a mountain, I would have to keep going. I could never give up. I would have to keep pushing myself. So I'm going to include climbing up a mountain. Okay. And I want to make sure that I can give a summary. I got to tell a story. So I have a girl that's going to be my main character, and she's climbing up a mountain, and we have to make sure that she never gives up. So she has to run into some sort of conflict. Let me see. I'm going to say there is a girl who climbs mountains. She has been climbing for 12 hours and is getting very tired. Ooh, see, I'm leading into a story, but I want all of my text to fit, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. And I'm going to move my text box right under my story. So you see how you can use your Nearpod, but I have to have at least 3 photos. So I'm telling my story. I got a girl. She's going up the mountain. She's getting tired. Let me see if we can do somebody feeling a little bit weak. Weak. Okay, we could say that she's getting, we'll go with this one. She's getting a little bit tired. She's feeling weak. Let me see, where did my image go? So this is just how you can utilize the tools. I could show that he's feeling a little bit weak. And so I'm going to put that here because I want to have at least 3. You all are also welcome to draw. I want to see some amazing stick figures. I know we have some animators out there that are super creative. I'm going to add another text box. I'm going to say she is feeling very weak. She becomes scared because she thinks she can no longer go on. All right, so I have my second text I'm explaining, so I'm working towards my summaries, but I need a third picture. My theme is to never give up. So I have to prove that she never gives up. Let's see. We gotta say she finds the motivation. Let's see if we can find a picture for motivation. Ooh, coffee can be motivation. Oh, look at that, the mountain. Yes, okay, so maybe somebody reaches back to help her and she finds the motivation to keep it going. So now I have my story. I have my 3 images all coming together. I have a summary. I have my theme clearly explained. Oh, yes. So this is my amazing theme cartoon coming together. I have my text box. I am explaining my story. When she finally feels like giving in and giving up, a hand reaches down to help her. And remember, with really good stories, you can find more than one theme. So maybe my theme is never give up because she kept going and didn't stop trying to get up the mountain. It could also be that you could use help. And if you need help, reach out for it. Just like someone turns up at the end and reaches out. So this is how you can navigate this. Remember, there are other tools where you could actually draw your story on here. You can highlight different things. So play around with this. And then when you're done, you're going to submit. I can't show you the submit button on here because this is just a preview, but this is how you can utilize Nearpod to submit this assignment. When you are done, you also have a Kahoot to play. It is a Kahoot challenge. Just flip on over here, click on this screen, and that is going to take you to your Kahoot name. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your correct first and last name, like how I have Mrs. Patterson there. That is going to truly help us with getting you guys your correct scores. So that's all for today. It is Fun Friday, so have fun as you navigate through the Kahoot. Enjoy decorating on your assignment here on the Draw It. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Reach out to us on either Class Dojo or Microsoft Teams if you need anything from Mrs. Felix or myself. We hope you have a wonderful week. Keep up the great work and know that we are here for you guys and we truly miss you. Have a good one. Bye.